Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome back. Thursday, rest day. I've just finished up doing some cardio and some abs. I didn't stretch this morning, but I'll stretch later. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but start doing cardio in the off season when I'm a bit heavier. The limiting factor for me being able to push on the incline treadmill isn't like my cardio fitness. I literally just get so much pain in my ankles, like having to go at the speed I need to make it cardiovascular challenging and at an incline. Maybe after 8 minutes, my ankles just start hurting so badly. So today I think I did 15 minutes. I was able to push through on the treadmill, and then I finished the last 5 minutes on the bike, which I know bike would be good to do the whole thing on because it's less impact, but I've always I much prefer a treadmill because I don't have to think about maintaining a certain pace. I'll fall off the treadmill if I don't keep walking fast enough, whereas the thought on the bike, having to kind of keep your eye on the RPM and make sure you're sticking to that, I just like to not think about it. Anyway, I'm doing circles just outside the gym because I wanted to chat, and the road will be a bit noisy and busy. Okay, that's a bit better. I've just sat down on some stairs near the gym. It's been an interesting week. A few things have happened that I'll try and, I'll try and be concise and articulate and explaining it all, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to sit down and explain it all. I might do it right now. I really don't know. But where do I start? I got my check-in back from my coach, and so firstly, no changes to food, no changes to training or anything like that. So everything's just the same in terms of steps, the plan for the next week, because this is my last week now until I head back to Australia, where obviously training's going to be different in a different gym and different food sources. The calories, I'm not going to be getting a bump, I wouldn't imagine, while I'm back. Anyway, who knows? We'll see what my weight does or what my body does over this next week. Yeah, so it's the last few weeks I've been flying, right? With training and just mentally, just the process, just locked in, heaps of momentum, loving it, feeling super, super good. And then a bit of more of a turbulent character building week. It kind of began with some quite acute weight jumps. I can't remember what my weight was at the end of the last video. But yeah, I've had I've had a few days at 118.3 kilos. And there was a 1.5 kilo jump, and then another 1.5 kilo jump. So this weight just came on, and then that started to coincide with me feeling like garbage a couple days, just fatigued, and also just mentally lacking motivation, and just really just not really lacking giving a fuck. I just kind of was I don't know the best way to explain it. It's just such an emotional reaction, right? But thoughts of just does this really fucking matter? What am I doing? Just questioning everything, to be honest with you guys. Oh, there's a cat. Oi, hello. Shit, that's an angry looking cat. Sorry for disturbing you. And yeah, alongside with that, the spike in body weight, I started noticing that I was quite watery, and I went from feeling really good about my physique and just visually how I was looking, this real full look, because I still had this dryness to me. It's all relative. Obviously it's not as dry when I'm super lean, but the side of my leg, the texture in the skin, I was still dry through a lot of body parts. And then with that big spike in weight, that kind of all went away, and I was just feeling, every time looking at myself in the mirror, I was just so watery, and my face, and going on a tangent here. I don't know if anyone else thinks like this, but one thing that gets me down mentally is when you look fatigued and you look unwell when you look at yourself in the mirror. And I'm just talking about my face here. Let's like take away like the physique and caring about superficial things like that. But it's like I would be like, okay, yep, go on my day, and I'm in the elevator for the condo all the time, right, which is all mirrors. I just catch a look of my face in the mirror, and it's like puffy black bags under my eyes. The whites of my eyes are like yellow, and it's like that look that you have when you've been on like a long haul 12-hour flight where you just look like fucking ruined. And just seeing that constantly in the mirror, it starts to like really affect me mentally, where I start to question like, fuck, is there something going on underneath, like behind the scenes here? Is my body under quite a lot of stress? Like, I don't want that to be the case. I want to be feeling vibrant, and I want to be healthy, like above everything. Like nothing else is worth, what am I trying to say? You know, all this bodybuilding shit, it's not worth me really being unhealthy and feeling shit to a degree. And obviously people that are at the highest level have to persevere through all these different stages, but to a point for me, I'm like, no, that's not worth it for me personally. I'm not willing to make that sacrifice. So anyway, I'm like, fuck. I started to get like a suspicion that I'm like, something's going on. Like, if it's a cascade effect from one thing affecting sleep, then that's affecting, we don't know how much sleep affects everything, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm absolutely rambling here. It's going to be a long video. But I started to get like a gut feeling and like a sneaking suspicion of what was maybe happening. And all of this kind of happening had coincided with me finishing a vial of a certain non-aromatizing performance-enhancing drug and starting a new vial. And I'd made sure it was the same batch number as the previous one, so I could not have any doubt about if it's going to be all good. But you can't really trust anything these days, especially with the shortages going on in the world. So I started to suspect that the PD that I was taking wasn't what I thought it was. And then I'm like, oh, am I just getting in my head here? Am I being emotional? Am I being reactive and just looking for reasons? But I really did have this gut feeling. And then after like saying all the facts to my coach, obviously we can't know these things for certain, but he agreed that he is very much opinion that when I changed vials, rather than it being what I thought I was taking, it was a aromatizing compound, we'll just say, and potentially something that was a much shorter ester than what I thought I was taking and had been taking previously, given how fast the shift kind of happened. Because like putting on that amount of weight on the amount of food I'm on is not normal. And so yeah, there's a lot of indicators. Like I was saying at the start, it's been a multifactorial thing this week. So I also kind of like really aggravated my hips on a leg day during the week. I've mentioned on here before that I have like femur impingement syndrome, which is kind of like the root cause of what has given me arthritis in my hips, lots of bursitis in all different areas, like very bad hips. And I've actually managed to not have major issues with it for quite a while now. And then did this one set of hack squat, and just through that one set, it fucking ruined my hips to the point that since that session, which it's been like 5 days now, every step I take, like right now, pain in my hips. Posing for check-ins yesterday, so hard to switch my quads on and do that, like, you know, external rotation torque through the ground, like just so much pain in my hips. Which once again, fuck, I'm trying not to crash out here. It's not that, I'm trying not to be all emotional and reactive, but someone that dealt with that chronic pain for years, like when it was at its worst at the, when was it? End of 2022 through early 2023. Like it really fucking wears on you. So when I started to feel, sorry, my arm is getting sore, I'm switching hands. When I started to get that hip pain again, it just kind of like triggered me a little bit. I'm like, fucking hell, why do I have to be experiencing this? Like, it's just such a little, someone fucking like flicking your ear all fucking day long, just feeling this pain in my hips. And yeah, I'm sounding all negative, but I'm just giving like an update of the week. Like my body's feeling very beat up. We were due for a deload in a week, or we are still due. I'm going to be obviously deloading kind of indirectly by being back in Australia. And I thought I was going to make it through. But you know, all of this shit that's happening, and obviously it's partly mental, it's partly me getting in my own head and being a fucking little bitch, like I know that. But there's also, I'm trying to give myself some grace. There are also some very real things that have like happened that obviously have like fucking chemical imbalances that are going on in my brain that make things like more difficult. Anyway, okay, how do we try and summarize this? So something has happened outside of my control, which has caused like an acute shift in body weight, which then affected sleep. And it's more of a bit of a, my blood pressure was seemingly fine, but that's obviously just taking it at one time of the day fasted. And obviously as I consume more fluids throughout the day, and that water retention kind of increases throughout the day, and I'm walking around as a heavier person. Like I think I was weighing myself before bed and I was like close to 123 kilos. So that's just a toll on the body, right? So then that's kind of affected my sleep, affected my mood, affected me mentally slightly. And then in terms of injuries and stuff, niggles, that's kind of contributing to it, maybe exacerbated by reduced recovery from the sleep. So it's kind of been the week. If we look at this more objectively and try and get out of my head, still progressed on a lot of movements, didn't take any like regressions, I don't think, anywhere. So still did the do. And yeah, just controlling what I control. Food obviously doesn't get missed, so just staying on that food, which this is probably like a slight deficit now, being 118 kilos and only on the same food I was on. Like I was losing weight on this food when I was reversing out of the end of the fat loss phase. Coach was actually very, like, even with the circumstance, he was happy with the visuals and like happy in general. He's like, it's still a very full, tidy 118 plus kilos. So I'll put up some visuals. I'm not super happy just because I could just see that bit less tightness from the previous week. But you know, it's all just phases, you know. Can't get too tied to the look, which I'm speaking to myself here because I fucking do that every day. I get tied to like how I'm looking. Sorry, something in my fucking eyes. I like look down, and if I'm like got 0 veins in my legs for whatever reason at some point in the day, I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on? And I get way too focused on it. My stupid neurotic fucking neurodivergent brain. Anyway, so I will take my best guess at what was causing the problem, isolate that, get a new, more reliable compound, hopefully. And it's another week of doing the same thing, same training. Obviously, be trying to push pretty hard, given that it's 1 week until I'm going to be kind of deloading. Same food, just focus on, you know, keep on getting good sleep and just making the most of this last week before I have changed variables back home. But I'm super looking forward to getting back to Australia, seeing family. I'm keen to get my bare feet on some sand and go for a swim in the ocean. Like, I'm going to be spamming that big time. One thing with the training, and this is something I've like mentally done this like dance with in my own head. I've had days where it's like I've gone in, I'm meant to be doing a certain movement, right? And I'm like with the niggles in my hips or something, or like my elbow, I'm like, that is going to cause me some pain, some discomfort. It's going to be tough to progress. That's going to then mentally make me not feel great about the rest of the session. And I'm like feeling this stress and anxiety about that. And then I'm considering like, hey, do I just swap that out for a different movement? And then I'm like, oh, but it's a novel stimulus. It's not like progressing. Is that going to be growing muscle? Blah, 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 blah. Is this optimal? Is this ideal? Is this what a real, like someone who's about this life should be doing? Or should I be persevering? Is this, and this is a big one I fucking struggle with. And I'm sure other people are the same. It's like, are you listening to your body or are you being a bitch? And that's what I kind of get in my head about. And where I've kind of landed, and this is obviously like context specific, situation dependent, where I've landed is like, I'm not trying to be the best in the world. I'm not trying to be a pro. Like, I care about physique progression. I do a lot more than a lot of people. I do more than pros that are out there saying that or people who are really trying to be pros and they're saying they're doing everything. And then I hear the things they do and I'm like, that's fucking not really, doesn't coincide. It's not everything to me. There are more important things. So then where I've kind of landed is like, I will happily do this exercise swap, even if you could show me on paper that, yep, this is going to lead to 0 muscle growth compared to the 3% you would have got from doing your normal movement. if that's going to be more enjoyable for me, that's going to not cause me aggravation and injury, which means I'm going to be able to train harder the next week and enjoy it, ultimately have fun. Because when I was stressing about this and feeling like, oh my God, I've got these movements today, they've been feeling so uncomfortable, and it was making my training not fun. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why am I feeling this way about something that's meant to be fun for me, that I do love and do enjoy, but now because of my own fucking stress and mind, I'm making this something like an unenjoyable process. Anyway, that could all be cope, right? That could all be my cope. But I don't care, because it's like, you gotta do it your own way, right? And I definitely fall victim to like thinking about other people's approach to the process, and like they're people that are so like headstrong and like focused on a thing, and I'm like, fuck, like I should be resilient like that. But then, yeah, I don't mind making these small little compromises if it's going to be a bit more fun and a bit more enjoyable for me. And I believe I have the experience now to not get carried away with that, where I'm not just doing everything, taking the easy way out constantly over months and months. These are just like small, once in a blue moon things that have popped up where I'm like, today I'm not going to try and fucking force the square peg through the fucking round hole, trying to make this fit and make me just more resentful to this whole process, which is going to lead me to being burnt out. Anyway, I'm not trying to preach. This is me just talking to myself here, obviously, and I'm sure people can relate, because we like to think that our problems are unique, and my brain is definitely a bit cooked, but I'm sure other people definitely know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is more words than I've spoken in the last fucking 7 days when I talk to you guys, because I'm just a complete loner. No socializing, which my mum is concerned about. She wants me to be more social. It's time to make meal number one, and then just chill and do wherever the day takes me, because it's a rest day. Definitely some Pokemon, definitely some Minecraft. All right, guys, thank you for bearing with this fucking ramble if you've made it this far. Who knows, might just make this a quick little isolated video, or we might include some other clips. And sorry for the fucking shaky camera, like I'm trying to hold up my phone. And the delts do not have much endurance in them. All right, fuck. I'm fried. Catch yous in a bit. Thank you guys for letting me vent. Anyone that listened through all of that. Thought I'd do a voiceover. Went and got a coffee. This place, probably the best black coffee I've ever had. Percentage Arabica. They're all over the world. And then I went for a bit of a walk past my favourite bookstore, where I get my books, because I go through like a book every couple of weeks, because I do a big chunk of reading before bed every night. And then I went to the famous Bartels for my meal number 2, I think it was. You can see everything I got here, and then of course had the scales to weigh and track it all. But basically, like, yeah, chicken, avocado, eggplant, cucumber, lettuce, and yeah, honey as a sauce. If you haven't ever tried that, I think I show a clip of that later on. But yeah, this is obviously super easy to go and weigh and track, because it's all like single ingredients. So the risk of stuff being different to what you think it is, or having extra hidden calories, is quite low. Went for a little grocery shop, a little potassium hack for you, some tomato paste, just make sure it's low sodium. I've been on my microplastic maxing with those rices. Needed a top up of the coffee. This is the best coffee I've been able to find here in Thailand. Not as good as Coles Organic back home. Some more stevia, mainly for adding to coffees when I go out to a cafe or something. These little zero cal peach iced teas, delicious. Kind of like Lipton peach, no sugar iced tea. Oh, and a rare white monster find. Ever since they came to Thailand, they were in abundance for like a week, and they just disappeared. So hard to find. Top up on my fucking $10 a day fucking yogurt. And berries. I want to let you guys know that's like two of the things that are quite expensive here in comparison to like back home, is berries and a good like no fat yogurt. So yeah, not ideal. You can see, like, I think that's like nearly $20 normally when it's not on special for 500 grams of blueberries. Chicken breast, and yeah, more veggies. I go for like half a kilo of sweet potato a day. And watched a bit of my boy AB. This is like a British YouTube vlogger dude, and I'm like obsessed with him. He's like my comfort voice to have on in the background. Played a bit of Pokemon Emerald. I'm about to get to the point where I can go and catch Rayquaza. So here's this little cutscene here of him fucking coming in on Groudon and Kyogre. So yeah, exciting times ahead. And then, yeah, here's a quick little view from like near the elevator in my condo. All right, it is later on in the day on this same rest day, just getting my final steps in after, sorry, there's a fucking fly. Getting my final steps in after meal 4. Probably a bit of a weird video as per usual, but that's okay. I'm feeling far better this afternoon than I have the last couple of days. I was feeling good this morning, but I'm feeling even better now. And keen for my upper session tomorrow, which historically I get the best pumps from. And obviously, pump isn't everything, we know, but it's fucking fun and it feels good. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Let me just show you the scenery. I often just get a lot of my steps in the treadmill, in the gym on the top floor, but sometimes I like to come out and walk around because I'm in like, it's called like Park Origin is like the name of the, I don't know, the complex, and there's like 6 towers. So 6 different buildings that are like 50 stories each, and each one has a full gym, full pool, full sauna. Yeah, so I don't know. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I may have my days, or you know, my odd couple days where I mentally am just not doing the best, but I like to think anyway, I don't let it spiral too badly. I definitely don't let it I don't let it make me like throw in the towel completely and just go and eat whatever and not go to the gym at all and just like give up on everything, right? Where I think maybe that's the case for a lot of people who are on like a fitness journey where they really struggle to be consistent for like, you know, months and months, and they can string some weeks and even can string some months together, and then they can fall off when life gets hard. I remember when I was coaching people, that would often be the case where people just be like, oh hey, you have to stop coaching, like got a lot going on right now. And I would try and I wouldn't try and force them obviously, but I'd be like, look, if there's a busy time in your life, like I think it's really important to prioritize yourself right now and to make sure you're still working on those things. But anyway, this is all just not me trying to give advice, but just talking about my own thing. Is like, even when I have long periods of like mentally being in a bad spot, it's like I'll still do the thing. Anyway, put the fries in the bag. I know. All right, I'm gonna finish getting these steps. Only about 500 steps left to get. And then I might, maybe we'll wrap the video here, or you'll see me yapping back in my room for a little bit to close it out. All right, I've just edited the vlog up until this point that you're now watching. And I guess I'm gonna upload it. It's been a bit of a weird one, kind of just me mentally venting and just kind of talking through things. But I'm fine, I'm good, in case it came across that I wasn't. But yeah, just like a speed bump, just a small little speed bump that always is going to come up on this physique progression journey. So just, you know, do my best to navigate it, and then once we're in the clear, foot goes back down. I was curious as well, if anyone's watching at this point, let me know in the comments where you're watching from in the world, because I feel like I have a weird mix. I have looked at the analytics and it says like 30% US, and then there's like 15% UK, 15% Australia. And then there's this, the other 50% must be like tiny little margins that aren't really showing. Because I realize I talk very much like I'm talking to people back in Australia, but I probably need to be a bit more conscious of that. Anyway, guys, weird video. Going to see Central C here in Bangkok on Saturday in like 2 days' time. Who would have thought? I wouldn't have ever even considered trying to go and see like a concert or an artist here in Bangkok, but I think the way I came across it was something for JID, like JID, if you don't know who that is, popped up. And I was like, fuck, because I think he's going to be here in May, which I'm definitely considering going and seeing as well. And I think when I saw that, and then I saw that J. Cole was going to be in Australia, which I would love to go and see, I started thinking like, fuck, where else could people like that be touring? And then I started looking at like different venues and like ticket sales websites here in Bangkok, and I saw, Central C. Literally, I can, with my eyeballs right now, which what else would you be looking with other than eyeballs? I can see where the gig is on Saturday night for Central C. So that's going to be cool. Going with my mate. Something very different for me. I haven't been to many performances, artists, concerts, whatever you want to call it, in my time. I haven't been to a single festival either. Not a single festival, which is like deeply ingrained in Australian culture. And I've managed to stay away from that. Anyway, so that's coming up soon. And yeah, so back to Australia in a week. I'll probably try and... Who knows? The next video you see might be like tied in update / travel vlog back to Australia, or I might try and get one more full one out before I head back. But anyway, I'll definitely vlog the travel and some stuff when I'm back home. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully it was at least entertaining. You could laugh at me. If not, you could get something from it. Fuck, I've said... Oh, I just edited that fucking thing in about how I've said so much in this video. 'Cause I say it a lot in a normal video. And I've just noticed myself today saying it a lot more. I think I've just been trying to like gather my thoughts and like that filler word to like try and articulate myself as I've been talking a bit more about like emotional fucking vulnerable things. So maybe that's why. Anyway, who fucking cares? I'll see you guys. Well, I won't see you. You'll see me in the next one.